Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. You come through Miami again?
Next year.
Yeah. Hit us up.
Next year, for sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll come see you play.
Oh, really?
Deal?
Okay, deal. That's a
Eric Spoelstra just dropped a message to the tennis world without ever touching a racket, and he did it in a way that made the Miami Open 2026 feel even bigger before a single serve was struck. The Miami Heat head coach didn't just make headlines. He made a statement, personally inviting Alex Eala to watch Miami Heat take on the Orlando Magic, and the way he welcomed her wasn't a fleeting nod or a quick courtside snap. This wasn't a casual celebrity appearance. This wasn't a handshake and photo moment. This was one of the NBA's most respected coaches, stepping out of his relentless routine, taking the time to personally host one of the brightest young stars in women's tennis, and in doing so, signaling just how monumental Ayala's rise has become. What made it unforgettable was how human it felt. Spoelstra didn't just hand her a pass. He reportedly walked her through the Miami Heat facilities himself, pointing out the arenas, the locker rooms, the spaces where greatness is made, like a proud guide showing someone she truly belonged. Pause on that for a second. Eric Spoelstra, a championship-winning coach, a figure whose days are packed from tip-off to post-game, carving out moments in his schedule to escort, encourage, and engage with Ayala as if her presence was not just welcomed, but essential. That respect isn't given lightly. And in that gesture, the message is clear. Ayala has reached a stage where legends across sports aren't just noticing her, they're honoring her, recognizing the
I don't know, probably for a handful of years.
Oh.
Now I have a reason to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
sure.
of course.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
impact she carries and the future she's already shaping, and the emotional undercurrent made the moment even more powerful. Spoelstra, a proud Filipino-American and one of the most visible Filipino figures in U.S. sports, wasn't just hosting another athlete. He was witnessing someone from his own heritage rising on the global stage, and you could almost feel the pride radiating from every gesture. This wasn't merely an invitation to an NBA game. This was about representation, about one trailblazer seeing another, about Spoelstra recognizing in Alex Eala the same potential, discipline, and global impact that can inspire millions, especially those who rarely see themselves reflected at the highest levels of international sport. And he didn't stop at access. He shared stories, wisdom, and encouragement, speaking to Ayala not just as a coach, but as someone who understood the pressures, the sacrifices, and the possibilities that come with being extraordinary. Imagine being in Ayala's shoes, already under the weight of immense expectations, already one of the most talked about young athletes entering one of the biggest tournaments on American soil, and then a championship-winning coach like Eric Spoelstra pulls you aside, speaking from experience, from pride, from belief, and from the knowledge that someone who has conquered the highest echelons of sport sees you and believes in you. Moments like these don't just inspire, they become part of an athlete's story, etched into memory, carrying the quiet power to shape confidence, ambition, and the relentless drive that defines a career. And if that wasn't enough, Spoelstra reportedly told Alex Eala to come back anytime she's in Miami, and that small detail carries enormous weight. It revealed that this wasn't a staged publicity moment or a one-off PR move. It felt real. It felt like an open-door gesture from someone who sees her as family, as someone worthy of support, as someone whose journey deserves to be celebrated. That authenticity is exactly why fans reacted so strongly. People could sense it. They could see that Spoelstra wasn't just being polite. He was proud. He was invested. He was in awe of what Ayala is becoming. Then another layer unfolded that made the memory even more powerful. Spoelstra personally escorted her to the stands, introduced her to the vibrant arena atmosphere, and even gave her the chance to meet Miami Heat players. For any rising athlete, that's a moment to cherish, but for Ayala, already navigating a world where every week brings a new spotlight, it was symbolic. It wasn't just a photo op. It was a declaration. She is no longer merely a promising tennis player seeking recognition. She has crossed into a space where elite athletes from other sports notice her, where her presence, discipline, and poise command respect, and where the way she carries herself signals that she belongs among the very best, not just in tennis, but across the entire sporting world. And the Miami Heat didn't let that moment stay quiet. The organization itself shared Ayala's visit on Instagram, publicly wishing her well ahead of the Miami Open, and instantly the story shot into a much larger orbit. When a professional franchise like the Miami Heat puts its platform behind a young tennis star, the message is impossible to ignore. This is someone worth watching. It signals to fans, sponsors, and fellow athletes alike that Ayala is not just another player entering a tournament. She is an emerging global figure whose momentum can't be contained. What makes it even more compelling is that this moment isn't isolated. Since arriving in America, Ayala has been drawing attention far beyond tennis circles, capturing interest from major brands and institutions, moving through spaces usually reserved for the biggest names in sports, and doing so with a combination of poise, humility, and magnetism that makes people want to support her. Enter Nike, where her reported visit turned heads again. Rumors had been swirling about a potential partnership, but the narrative around her visit made it feel monumental, far beyond a standard endorsement announcement. Instead of a quiet corporate statement, Nike reportedly welcomed her with an exclusive event, signaling just how seriously they view her future. And then the story edges into almost surreal territory, a gallery dedicated to Ayala inside Nike headquarters, celebrating her iconic moments in tennis. Novak Djokovic reportedly commented that she is even better to watch in person than on TV, a statement of massive weight. Coming from one of the greatest players ever, it suggests that there is something about her presence, movement, and aura that cameras cannot fully capture. Some athletes possess that magic, sharper, more explosive, more commanding in real life than on screen. If Djokovic
figured out, I was really blown away by how inspired she was. I mean, I was blown away by what
sees that in Ayala, the message is clear. The world needs to pay attention, and he reportedly framed her rise in the most meaningful way possible for reasons that matter. Not because of controversy, not because of empty hype, not because of flashy gimmicks, but because she is earning every ounce of attention through performance, through professionalism, through the way she is steadily carving out her place in the WTA. That is the kind of praise every young athlete dreams of because it validates not only talent, but character. Jessica Pegula's reported comments fit seamlessly into this picture, revealing something just as important. The desire to have Ayala on her podcast signals that people aren't only drawn to her forehand or her match results. They're drawn to her energy, her story, her perspective, and the effect she is having on the sport itself. Ayala is becoming conversation-worthy beyond the scoreboard, and that's when you know an athlete is crossing.
Yeah, I mean, she's really good tennis player. Goes for her shots, takes the ball early, rips. Being a lefty is always tricky, competes really well. I mean, obviously she's beaten a lot of top players this week. I don't really think she needs me to tell her that she's a great player, that we're not going to see enough of her, but we definitely are. And she proved that tonight. I mean, that was really
into a new realm. She is no longer simply a promising player with a bright future. She is evolving into a symbol of what the next era of women's tennis could embody: young, fearless, globally relevant, and impossible to ignore. From the Miami Heat to Nike, to praise from tennis royalty, the signs are everywhere. The sports world isn't just watching her anymore, it is welcoming her, investing in her, and preparing for the moment she becomes something even bigger. And if Eric Spoelstra's reaction is any indication, the people who understand what greatness looks like can already see it coming, and they are ready to watch it unfold, one electrifying moment at a time.